So you can no longer open carry under this bill. So my concern is that you go to the grocery store and you have something and it's concealed. And you know, where I live, and we all know that I have, you know, a lot of seniors, and I can't tell you how many times I've been in the grocery store seeing them struggle for something on the shelf. And you know, willingly many people reach to that high shelf and get them whatever it is that they need. So in the process of doing that, their sweater may lift a little and all of a sudden their gun is exposed. So through you, Mr. Speaker, I want to know what happens to that person and what happens in that situation.
Representative Staffstrom.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, absolutely nothing.
Representative Harrison.
Thank you for that answer. I'm sure people will be happy to know that and still assist people who need help. In here, I see that you can carry on your property. So does that mean that when my, I don't know, daughter, son-in-law come over, are they allowed to carry open on my same property? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Staffstrom.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, under the bill, you cannot openly carry unless it is land that you own or is leased by you. Through you.
Representative Harrison.
So through you, Mr. Speaker, you may have a situation where one family member, for whatever reason, works for them, may own the piece of property, but they're married and their spouse does not own that piece of property. So they obviously reside together. May the non-owner carry openly on the piece of property? Through you.
Representative Staffstrom.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, on a temporary basis, they can, and let's also be clear, I mean, the practical impact here is obviously the other person would need to report them. So in the hypothetical that is given, the only time someone would be alerted to the issue would be if the person who owned the property called the police on the other person saying, I don't want this person openly carrying a firearm on my property. Through you.
Representative Harrison.
So thank you for that answer. I understand that. So you're talking about the person who owns the property. What happens potentially to a neighbor who sees that? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Staffstrom.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, I guess in that instance, if the neighbor knows that the person is not if the person knows that the other person does not own the property, calls the police show up, yes, I guess in theory, but I will say there actually is a carve-out for either temporary displaying of a firearm or certainly if that person is unlikely to offend again, there is suspension of prosecution through the bill. Through you.
Representative Harrison.
Thank you. So it appears to me that we are making a large restriction for people who are married with one owner of the property and a second person who, you know, their spouse may suddenly now become illegal in their own residence. I find that objectionable. Because it's their property, they should be able to do what is legal for them, and they should be able to carry a firearm openly. We're restricting one spouse and not the other. So, like I said, I take issue to that and probably could not support it because of that. Thank you.